Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to an Overreaction Monday, live right here on the best damn sports podcast, period. The hottest sports podcast in the South. I am your host, aka Mr. No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty. What is up, people? Looking forward to today's show. It should be lively. It should be hyped and energetic. Always a fun day after a weekend of college football and NFL action. Lots to get into, man. Have a poll question up right now on the Best Damn Sports page over on Facebook. Do you think that college athletes should be allowed to make money off their likes, this name, and image? I've been in this position. I've been in agreement with this for a long time. I've always been pro paying the players for your likeness and image and name. I've always been pro that. I've always been against just paying them because it's hard to pay the basketball player Jamal the same thing that you play Becky, the swimmer or the gymnast. Sorry, but that's just the reality of it. People are paying money to go to basketball games and football games for the most part. So it'd be hard to do that. But if someone wants to wants to pay me for my autograph, wants to buy my jersey, wants to use my image, I should have that should be a basic constitutional right to make money, to be allowed to make money. If somebody using you can't get money for it. I don't understand how that would even be, how that can even be argued. I think that is just common sense to me. I've always, but people are gonna have an opinion on this. This is a very lively topic, a very hot button issue. So, at some point in this show, in the near future, we're gonna open up phone lines, and I want comments and conversation about this because I know that it's going to spark a lot of debate about college athletes getting paid and all of that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks are in the news right now for some not so good reasons. One is out for the season already, and another one will be out for a significant amount of time. The one that's out is, I'm referring to Big Ben of the Steelers. He will be out for the season, and Drew Brees will be out for a significant amount of time. I will tell you what that means for both of those teams forward as we go along. Also gonna throw down not a real good slate of football games for college football this weekend, but I'll give you the top 10 teams that were in action. Only one in the top 10 were not in action. That was Michigan. They had a bye week. I'll give you the scores of those teams, kind of give you a summary of what I saw. And then we will go into the NFL yesterday, give you what I saw yesterday from the NFL as well. But I want to hear from you people because this is an Overreaction Monday. I like to hear from you because I want you to react to the Clemson beating Syracuse. I want you to react to the Gamecocks going down to Alabama. I want you to react to New England beating Miami. I know Miami's an expansion team, but I want to get your thoughts. I just want to get your thoughts on Big Ben, Drew Brees. Talk about that college football. We're going to talk about college athletes in general getting paid. We're going to talk about all of that because this is Overreaction Monday, and this is the Best Damn Sports podcast, period. Sentell. Welcome into the program. I'm gonna get that number out really quick. Really quick, like real fast, like 864-378-5943, 864-378-5943. Although it's strolling right down the bottom of your screen right now, so you should be able to see that. No, you should be able to get in there and see that. So let's get into the college football for the weekend. Like I said, I'll give you the top 10 teams results weekend. Like again, not a lot of great games this past weekend. Looking forward to this weekend. We'll talk more about it later in the show and later during the week on the next show. Number one Clemson, mentioned earlier, beat Syracuse 41-6. Over 600 yards worth of offense. They held Syracuse to under 200 yards of offense. And I'm hearing Tiger fans complain. Like, this is when you're spoiled. Like, this is when you're spoiled riding as a fan base. You put up over 600 yards of offense, and the fan base is not happy. Take from that what you will. I just thought the defense was tremendous. Offense had over 600 yards. I mean, it looked sluggish at times. Trevor Lawrence threw another couple of picks. He just doesn't. We're gonna see. He's gonna develop into the guy we think he's gonna develop into. We know he has all the tools, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Been the next big thing. Bama rolled Carolina over the weekend 47-23. I actually thought Carolina played tough early in the game, in the ball game. What you expect, and then later on the depth of talent is gonna just eventually catch up. But I will say this, Gamecock fans, you can take some solace in this. I think you may have found your quarterback of the future. I like what I've seen from Mr. Helinski so far in the two starts. I mean, even in this loss, it just shows you some things, some poise. He shows you he has the ability to throw the football down the field. He has the decision making. Now they make the game plan really easy for him, which you should do for a freshman quarterback against Alabama. But I thought he did some nice things. I would be very, very, very hopeful if I were a Gamecock fan about what I've seen from Mr. Helinski. Right now, you just don't have the depth of talent to compete with an Alabama, a Clemson, who you'll see later, also a Georgia that you'll see later. Just don't have that kind of talent right now. You just don't have those kind of horses right now. You don't have those Jimmys and those Joes right now to compete with those teams. But quarterback looks really good. Now, that's 2 game sample size, so that we're not going to get carried away, but I like what I've seen from him so far. So you can be encouraged, Gamecocks fan. Be encouraged today, even though you got beat by 24 points. You did cover the spread. You can be encouraged. You know you got beat by 24 points. Be encouraged. That late touchdown. Vegas. Georgia took on Arkansas State, beat them 55-0, and they turned their attention to this weekend. They take on Notre Dame in Athens in what should be a great primetime game. Looking forward to that. Number 4 LSU beat up on Northwestern State 65-14. It was number 5 Oklahoma beating up on UCLA. Jalen Hurts has been just unconscious right now. I'm not gonna throw a parade. I'm not, because he played Houston. Some scrub, I forgot who they played last week. Then they played UCLA. UCLA is bad. They are 0-3. They are terrible. But he's putting up ridiculous numbers. I think he completed like 80% of his passes. He has like 18 touchdowns already. Some ridiculous number. He's just been in 3 games. Like, he's just been crazy. But this is Lincoln Riley's offense. And, in this conference against these opponents, they're gonna put up numbers like that. They have that kind of offense, but things will get a little bit more challenging. And my question is for Jalen Hurts, when he start playing better competition, when his receivers are not running wide open, and windows get tight, and they make those anticipation throws. Those are the questions that I have about Jalen Hurts. In this offense, he's gonna do his thing. He's a dynamic athlete, a great runner with the ball in his hand. He's adequate enough to throw the ball, but I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. So, but they roll UCLA, and good God, Chip Kelly. There was a time when Florida fans were actually hoping Chip Kelly got the Florida job. There was Florida fans who were hoping Chip Kelly got the coaching job at Florida. Needless to say, sometimes, man, sometimes you don't need to eat. What you think you need is not what you actually need, and thank God, it's been a disaster. They've been a disaster at UCLA under Chip Kelly for about a year and a half now. They've been a disaster. I'll tell you that I'm really impressed with. Now they beat up on Indiana this week, but Ohio State blasted Indiana 51-10. Ohio State look really good. Justin Fields, he's coming along nicely, more of a runner still than a thrower, but he got a plethora of receivers. Oblate kid, freshman, redshirt freshman, I think. About Victor, about KJ Hill, and then KJ Dobbins rushed for almost 200 yards the other day. He looked like a man amongst boys, dragging defenders, running around defenders over. I mean, they look mighty impressive. And if you look at the top, 5-16, other than LSU beating Texas win, which is probably the most impressive win, obviously the most impressive win of a top 10 teams thus far. Ohio State beating Cincinnati, going on the road to Indiana, but we'll see. At number 7, Notre Dame, they beat up on New Mexico 66-14. They get ready to travel to Athens. I just mentioned that earlier. It's another one of those prove it games for Notre Dame. They get on these big stages with these elite programs. Have not fared really well in these spots. Have not fared particularly well in these spots. So looking forward to seeing that game this weekend. Auburn defeated Kent State 55-16. Florida somehow, some way pulled out a game against Kentucky on the road. Also lost their starting quarterback for the season. So we'll see how that impacts them moving forward into the season. And then I mentioned Michigan had a bye. I have no idea why they're number 10 in the country, but that's neither here nor there. They have a bye. They play Wisconsin this weekend. Good slate of games this weekend. A lot better than what you just seen this past weekend. So with that, I want to open up the phone line because I want to hear about the poll question. Do you think college athletes should be able to make money off their own likeness, name, image? Or do you, if you want to spend it, it should get paid, period. I want to hear from you guys on this. 864-378-5943, 864-378-5943. I've given you my opinion on it. I've always been in the position that if somebody want to pay for your autograph, you should be able to get compensated. If somebody want to wear your jersey, you should get compensated for it. If I want to use your likeness, you should definitely get compensated for it. I've always been of the mindset of that. That is just, that's no gray area in it to me. And I bring this topic up because the state of California recently passed a bill that will allow student athletes to be paid for their name, for their likeness, for their image. And of course, there's one group that is vehemently against this. There's one group that is harassing the state of California not to pass this bill. There's one entity that does not want this bill to be passed. Can you guess what entity it is? Can you guess the organization who does not want this to happen? Can you guess? Can you people guess? I think you know. Of course, it's the NCAA. Of course, it's the NCAA. They are urging California to not. They are urging the governor of California to not pass this bill. I don't know what to say for the NCAA. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. You make billions of dollars. Get it? Let other people get a cut of this money. Let some people get in on this change. In on this money. So yeah, I want to hear from you people on this 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Right now. Up to date poll. I'm looking for the up to date poll question right now. Oh wow. Right now it's a lot of yeses. It's a lot of yeses right now to a couple of no's right now. So it looks like this is headed for a yes victory, because the poll will close at 7:45. But I digress. While I wait on phone calls for this, I guess we can talk a little bit about. Oh yeah, breaking news before we came onto the show. Jaguars cornerback Jalen Ramsey has requested a trade. You can kind of see this coming during the off season. He wanted a big extension. They wouldn't budge. They wouldn't give it to him. He thought about holding out. He did show up. And I'm looking at this. Him and the coach got into a little spat yesterday during the game. I'm not sure what it was about, but to me, I look at Jalen Ramsey and saying to myself, I am wasting my prime defense. The whole defense. I feel like the whole defense is frustrated right now. I feel like the whole defense is like, we've been one of the best defenses in the league for 2 years, and we haven't had a semblance of an offense. We quarterback play has been. Now they started a rookie year. That's injury. That's a rookie quarterback playing in the middle. Second game of the season, rookie quarterback. So you expect that. But it just seems like it just takes Jacksonville everything it has to put points on the board. It took them all the way to the fourth quarter yesterday to get a touchdown. And when they finally did get a touchdown, the coach elected to go for a 2-point conversion. And I had no problem with the 2-point conversion attempt. I go for the win on the road, right? I didn't like the play call, particularly like the play call. I'm also disappointed in Leonard Fournette. Now that could be a lot. That could be a lot of the offense. That could be more so the offensive line. But I looked at him as a Zeke Elliott type of running back coming out of college, where he could have that impact, where he could put teams on his back, carry teams that are offensively challenged, as Jacksonville currently is. But they struggle to score points. It's like pulling teeth offensively for them. Again, they started a rookie quarterback yesterday. But if you just these last few years, it's just been difficult. I'm wondering if Jalen Ramsey is going again with this. We hold a team to 13 points and lose. How many times can you hold a team to 13 and 17 points and lose? To hold teams under 21 points in today's NFL and lose, consistently lose, I'm wondering more so just for frustration about that part of it, or again, he wants his money. Obviously, want to be paid and compensated really well, but the season has started. But I just think it's frustration. I'm looking at it like this defense has been all world for a few years now, and the offense has just been putrid. And Leonard Fournette, Jacksonville fan Kiwi Dennis here, Mr. KDD. He says the offensive line. And he watches more, obviously, a Jacksonville fan. See more Jacksonville games than I see. And some of it could be the offensive line. I just don't see him having that impact, and then he's hurt constantly, nagging little injuries. I just thought I could see him being a type where they are forced to load the box up to stop him, and maybe that open up other things. I just don't know. But Jalen Ramsey is requesting a trade, so we'll see how that turns out, how that goes. Um, I mentioned Big Ben is out for the season for the Steelers. I heard you heard me that he's out for the season. Um, that means Mason Rudolph, uh, that draft pick from 2 drafts ago, will now be the starting quarterback. You're not familiar with Mason Rudolph? Rock Hill, South Carolina product. Went to Oklahoma State. Broke all kind of records. Threw the ball all over the lot. Um, he's up. He didn't look too hot yesterday, but that was in relief. It's always tough for a guy to come in, hold off the bench, with no game prep. So I won't hold it. I won't hold it against him. Also, Drew Brees out 4 to 6 weeks, hand injury, thumb. Teddy Bridgewater is their backup. He didn't play particularly well yesterday, but I'll give him a pass. He was over there on that bench. He's over the bench minding his business, minding his own business over there, minding his business on the bench, minding his business. And they call him with this foolishness to get in the game. So we're gonna talk about what that means in a minute for those two teams, because I'm gonna talk about the 0-2 teams in the NFL right now. Do any of them have a shot to turn it around? Who's in the most trouble? Who are you most concerned about? I pose that question to you watching. Again, it's a question day. It's an overreaction day and a question day. Have a lot of questions that need answers right now. A lot of questions that need answers. Big Ben. Have we seen the last of Big Ben? Is he going to retire? Question mark. Is he done? Is he done? I looked at him yesterday before the injury, and he just looks like a guy who got one foot out the door. He doesn't seem very committed to the game anymore. So this injury will probably give him time to think, a chance to really sit back and evaluate his career the way it is right now. It's interesting that the 2004 class that I've watched most of my adult life, I've seen the 2004 quarterback class in the NFL. I'm speaking of Big Ben, Eli, and there's Phillip. Ben is hurt out for the season. Look, Eli, this definitely looks like Eli's last season. If it's not, it should be. Phillip still physically looks okay. But I just wonder if 2/3 of this 2004 quarterback class potentially be gone next year, and you see this new group of quarterbacks. This old guard is going out, except for Tom Brady, who's gonna play forever apparently, because I don't know what's going on with Tom Brady. I don't know why he looks like he's 26 right now. I have no idea. He looks younger than he did when he got in the league. I don't know. He's aging backwards. But this young group of quarterbacks, and I'm glad I kind of got on that young group of quarterbacks. Did you see Patrick Mahomes yesterday? Oh my goodness. Lamar Jackson continues to show people he's not a running back. He's a quarterback. You know about Deshaun Watson. And some of these young quarterbacks that are coming. Kyler Murray. I'm still not sold. And I wasn't big on him out of the draft. But the kid is showing me some stuff in these first 2 weeks. He's showing me some stuff. So this new guard is coming. Russell Wilson is kind of in the middle of his prime, so he's still around. This new young quarterback, crop that we have right now. I think the league is in good hands with these young QBs. But looks like some of the old guard, Drew Brees, that this injury affect him possibly, makes him want to think about hanging it up at the end of this season. So it seems like there's a transitioning period coming right now. The the old guard. I call them the old guard. You know, I grew up with these out early adult life, these quarterbacks, and now they are trending trending down. Except for Tom Brady, who's beat Father Time. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he did. He's done it. Clearly done it. I want to get in and talk about Big Ben out for the season. Steelers fans, I know you're sick. Drew Brees been out 46 weeks. Hey, go there too. We also have a Monday night football game tonight. Browns beat Jets. Sam Darnold is out. He has mono. I've never heard of somebody other than a college kid getting mono. I've never heard of anyone other than a college kid getting mono. Never heard of that. Never heard of that. Excuse me. I've never heard of that. So he's out. Browns looking to recover after that humiliating loss in week 1 to the Titans at home. I expect the Browns to play very well tonight. Jets are down. No Sam Darnold, who I mentioned. Also, C.J. Mosley is out. The middle line, but he's out tonight. And the Jets are starting Trevor Siemian. Yeah, that Trevor Siemian. Yes, he's still in. Yes, Trevor Siemian. Yes, him. He's still in the league. Yes, he's on somebody's roster. Yes, he is on someone's roster. That is true. He is on somebody's roster. So yeah, Browns and Jets tonight. So we're into that as well. Whole question still up. Like I said earlier, a lot of yeses, only a couple of no's on whether or not college athletes should be paid for their likeness and name image. I have to tend to agree with the yes side on this. I just can't see no other way to justify not paying those athletes in that regard. That's somebody who wants to actually use them personally. I can't see how that's even a question, how that's even debatable. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll get into all the NFL action, the good, the bad, the ugly of the NFL Week 2. Get into all of that after this break. Don't you people go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Yes, sir. We are back live on YouTube. It's the hottest sports podcast in the South. It's the best damn sports podcast, period, baby. This is Sentell. I'm your host, Mr. No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty, in the building on an Overreaction Monday. Spent the first half of the show talking about the poll question that's up on the Best Damn Sports Podcast period page on my Facebook about whether or not college athletes should be paid. We also talked about the top 10 in college football. We gave you the scores and kind of some of the things we saw from that. Also, we report that, Big Ben is out for the season. It's going to be rough for you Steelers fans. It was already looking rougher. And Drew Brees is out 4 to 6 weeks as well for the Saints. So let's go over what we saw yesterday in the NFL, in the National Football League. It was the 49ers all over the Bengals yesterday. 41-17. Impressive. 2-0 49ers. It was the Lions over the Chargers 13-10. The Chargers, oh my God. Every year, I'm not kidding you. I've watched Phillip Rivers' whole career since 2004. We just talked about that earlier. And every year, except maybe one, they've actually had a good kicker. Like, this is utterly ridiculous. The guy missed 2 field goals yesterday. They were not long field goals, 2 short field goals for NFL by NFL standards. He missed 2 more field goals yesterday. That basically essentially cost him the game. They lose 13-10 to the Lions. Had multiple opportunities to win the game. Then Phillip threw an interception to end the game. But how can I not get a kicker? How in God's name have they not had one good, decent kicker during this stretch of Phillip Rivers? I don't understand this. Every year they go through this. They lose at least 4 games a year from field goal kicking and special teams. It's unexplainable. Green Bay beats Minnesota 21-16. Mentioned that the Texans beat the Jaguars 13-12. Jags went for a 2-point conversion to try to win. They get stopped. New England beat up on the AAA Miami Dolphins yesterday, 43-0. Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 2 pick sixes, not 1 but 2 pick sixes. I'm thinking it was back-to-back possessions. I'm not sure if it was back-to-back possessions, but I know it was like 2 out of 3 possessions. It may have been back-to-back possessions, but they look horrible. Speaking of trade requests, Micah Fitzpatrick has also requested a trade from the Dolphins. They find second nickel cornerback who they drafted last year in the first round. It's a mess. I've never seen an NFL team openly tank like this. It's openly we openly telling you we don't give a damn about the season. We're openly telling you we are not trying to win football games. It's very clear they're not trying to win football games. Never seen anything like it. It was the Buffalo Bills over the New York Giants 28-14. Josh Allen did some nice things. Did some real nice things. 2004 class, Eli Manning did not play well yesterday. Saquon Barkley. Really a good player. Bad situation. It was Baltimore over Arizona. And Lamar Jackson played really well. And like I say, a lot of credit to Kyler Murray. Gets a really good defensive team in Baltimore. Stuck with it, home tough, fought back, made it a game out of it. Getting impressed with what I see out of Mr. Murray. I'll keep my ears open, my eyes open to him. Yesterday, the MVP of the league. The MVP of the league yesterday, with no Tyreek Hill, went into Oakland and threw 4 TD passes in the first half. In the first half, without no Tyreek Hill, no Kareem Hunt anymore, no legit running game, and he just went out there and just lit him up 400 yards. 4 TDs. I mean, this guy, this guy's the real deal. This guy is the real deal. And I mentioned it in the preview show. This is why I picked these guys to get the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, because this guy is special. He's a special football player. I met with the Rams over the Saints 27-9. A lot of controversy again with the officiating. I tell you, it gets worse and worse by the year. The league ain't doing them no favor with all these different rule changes. Every year they change certain rules every year. Now they got this stupid PI rule in. It's just utterly stupid to have subjective calls, have any the ability to have to challenge any subjective call is just ignorant as heck. Like, I can't even take it. It is just stupid that they have this. But another, again, more officiating news when it comes to Saints and the Rams. Apparently, Saints again believe they were getting the shaft. But and Drew Brees got hurt early, and after that it was kind of all Rams in that game. It was Chicago over Denver 16-14. And in the nightcap, a really good Sunday night football game. The Battle of the Birds. It was the Falcons over the Eagles 24-20. At times, the Falcons looked like the team that I picked to win the division. Matt Ryan at times looked like a former MVP. He got him the lead, and then he subsequently threw him out of the league. As a Falcon fan, I would just pull my hair out watching Matt Ryan play every week, because at points you can see that offense is just with Julio and Calvin Ridley. That offense can really be dynamic. It can just terrorize people. But then Matt Ryan just make decisions and throws that you just like, Matt, you've been in the league 12 years. Why are you still making these decisions? Why are you still making these throws? Why, Matt? Why? Why must you do this? Gives me pause to cause. I picked you guys to win the division, but yet they somehow got the win. Philadelphia. They had a rash of injuries last night. Somehow Alshon Jeffrey got hurt in the pregame. Sean Jackson was out. A couple more people was out. Carson didn't play well early, threw 2 picks. Started off really shaky. They brought in the backup after he got nicked up a little bit. He comes back in, plays a little bit better. They actually take the lead in the game. So despite how bad they looked early on, they actually took the lead in this game before Matt Ryan had another drive to take the lead, and then the Falcons defense held on the last drive, stopping Zach Ertz short of a first down. No idea why he ran the route so short, but I'll never get that. You know you need this many yards, but you stopped the route half a yard short, and that's what he was, half a yard short, and they got that call right. So that's what we had from the NFL. Takeaways from the NFL, people. Takeaways from the NFL yesterday. So if you want to get in with the NFL action, because I want to talk about the 0-2 teams a little bit while I'm waiting on some phone calls and more comments. He'll list the 0-2 teams right now in the NFL: Miami, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Denver, the Giants, Washington, and Carolina. Now, of those teams, only 2 of those teams to me, only one of these teams I had in the playoffs. So I'm not at all surprised that they're 0-2, because I only had one of these teams actually making the playoffs. So you're probably gonna wonder, who am I concerned with the most? Obviously, Pittsburgh. Now with Big Ben out, I'm not sure they make the playoffs. I'm not sure. I think Carolina has a lot of question marks right now, especially at the quarterback position. We don't know what's going on with Cam. His outfits get weirder and weirder every week. I told you the offensive line was terrible, and I knew the offensive line was terrible. They were terrible. I didn't need to see the first 2 weeks to know that offensive line was. Go. Yes, caller. Where you calling from? What's your name?
Oh, my name is Brianna, and I call from South Carolina.
Oh yeah, what's up? You got a comment or a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your question? A comment?
Okay. So I don't know.
Okay.
Hold up. I had a couple questions.
Okay.
Let me look because I write them down.
Take your time.
What?
Take your time.
Take my time?
Yeah,
okay.
Take your time. Take your time. We are live.
Oh, we live?
Yes, we are live.
Okay. So, talking about your poll on Facebook, I think that they should get paid for that.
You want to elaborate more, or you just think they should get paid and leave it at that?
I just think they should because people get through the struggle and stuff.
Oh, so you lose that adult person who could help bring in some income. So yeah, I agree with you. The struggle can get really real. Yeah. So we lost the caller. There anymore. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the struggle is real. Like, it's real life. But this thing is, I hate people speaking from their own personal experience on something to make an argument against something. Just because you've never experienced something or haven't experienced something doesn't mean it doesn't affect other people or hasn't happened to other people. You can't just say, "Well, I'm well off. I don't struggle. My parents, I come from a 2-parent household. They had income coming in. I didn't struggle for nothing as a kid. I didn't struggle for anything. I had everything I wanted. My dad worked. My mom sort of kind of worked, but we didn't struggle. But I know people who come from single parent households whose mothers had to work 2 jobs just to get clothes on their back, put food in their mouth, to get back and forth to school. So I've seen that. So you can't just speak from your experience and then say that's what it is. It's not that black and white. It's just not. You can't. You have to have sympathy. Again, understanding, sympathy, empathy. You have to understand these things. You can't just make everything about your personal experience. That goes for a lot of things that we do in society and like you can't just speak on your personal journey and then say that cannot how it be. That can't be that way. So yeah, I mean I know a ton of those kids who left home. These colleges coaches coming their home, get these kids from these neighborhoods, from these areas, knowing that they are single parent mother there. They taking their adult son away. He could be a mean of income to help out, leaving behind his younger siblings with his mother, knowing she's struggling when he leaves. Because he probably been helping with bills while he was in high school. So if he leaves, there's no income coming back to her. Who's not gonna help? Who is not gonna help mama out? Who ain't gonna do that? What son is not gonna help their mother out in that scenario? It's just not gonna happen. So so it's just not gonna happen. 864-378-5943. You are watching the hottest sports podcast in the South. Sentell. We're live on YouTube. It's an overreaction Monday. I was talking about the 0-2 NFL teams: Miami, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Denver, New York Giants, Washington, Carolina. Again, I'm not concerned about any of these teams because I had only one of the teams I had in the playoffs. That was Pittsburgh, and I think they're done unless Mason Rudolph is who I think he is. Because I like Mason Rudolph. I was a big Mason Rudolph guy out of college, so maybe he can get him ready to go. I'll tell you, this seems like an end of an era in Pittsburgh. This seems like an end. Bell's gone, Brown's gone. Now Ben's out for the season. I think this leads to his retirement, and then what happened with Mike Tomlin after the season. So I think this is just the end of the Steelers as we know them. This is the end, I think, of them. I was speaking about Carolina, how bad the offensive line is, how Cam has looked. Because I know a lot of Carolina fans in this area, so maybe is any of do any of or any of these 0-2 teams any good? Are any of these teams capable of making a run? Are any of these 0-2 teams capable of making a run and making the playoffs? You only have an 18% chance after you start 0-2 of making the playoffs. Can any of these teams that are 0-2? I ask you people. I ask the viewing public. Can any of these 0-2 teams? Do you see any of these 0-2 teams actually riding the ship and making the playoffs? Can any? I can't see any of these teams. I don't think any of these teams are any good. We already mentioned the AAA Miami Dolphins. No Big Ben. Cincinnati's a mess. The 49ers 41 points yesterday. 41 points against the Bengals yesterday. Jacksonville has a rookie quarterback plan. They can't move the ball to save their life. Defense is really good. Now you got Jalen Ramsey asking for a trade. Denver, I knew the Joe Flacco thing was a waste. Now they played at Oakland and played Chicago, so their schedule's been kind of tough early on. But I don't think they can make the playoffs. Giants aren't any good defensively at all. I expect to see Daniel Jones sooner than later, so they are clearly in rebuild mode. Washington has Case Keenum starting at quarterback. And then Carolina, I mentioned that issue. They got a ton of issues, so I can't see any of these 0-2 teams actually making. I can't see any of these teams riding the ships, if you would say, and making the playoffs. I just can't. Jacksonville can make a run in a weak division, says Mr. KDD. Let's look at the division. I think everybody 1-1. So you're right. By numerically, yes. Because everybody's kind of jumbled up. And it is a tight competitive division. I would agree with that. But as you sit right now, are you better than Indy? Are you better than Houston? Are you better than Tennessee? Lost to Houston yesterday. I think the Colts actually have a better upside. I think the Colts have a better upside than Tennessee. I believe in Jacoby Brissett more than whatever you have at quarterback right now. They have a foundation. They can run. Unlike Jacksonville, they can run the football. Nasty offensive line that their Colts have. They can actually run the football. I just can't see any of these teams. I just can't see any of these teams doing anything. I can't see it. Like, I'm looking and I can't, I can't see it. Like, I can't see it at all. You know what this is. You know what you're watching. Who I am. Wesley Sentell, the host of the hottest sports podcast in the South. Sentell's Intel. I'm live. Overreaction Monday. Also want to mention that Carmel Falls Alumni Day is coming up next month. It's the third annual event, October 18th. From right in front of the high school. This is the third annual Alumni Day. Wendy McDuffie. If you need some information on this, get with Wendy McDuffie. She's basically the organizer of this event. She's outstanding. So get with her if you have any questions about the third annual Alumni Day that will be held in Count Falls, October 18th. Yours truly will be there. I will be there, live and in color. Hopefully talking to some of the old greats that played for Count Falls High back in the day. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Poll has ended. 86% said yes, 14% said no. So, that's where we at. We got about 10 more minutes. Hopefully some more phone calls. Hopefully another phone call. Hopefully some more questions. Hopefully some more comments on this Overreaction Monday. What was I gonna talk about? Oh, look, people, look. I gotta sneak some baseball. Like I do, like I really do. I gotta sneak some baseball, right? Like I really do. Gotta sneak some baseball. My Braves have clinched the playoff spot. The ATL Braves are back in the playoffs. They have been outstanding all season, especially offensively. This team has just been. I mean, the class of the NL East. No one really wanted to give us respect all season. We haven't been talked about a whole lot by the national media, and that's a good thing. I like that. I like being the underdog. I like not being talked about. Sneak in the back door, but it's hard to overlook a team who's won over 90 games. Just a hell of a run the second half of the season. I mean, we've just been playing outstanding baseball. Bullpen withstanding. But other than that, this team is poised and ready. And Dodgers, we are not scared of you, Dodgers. We're not scared of you. We're not scared of you anymore. Not scared of you. Like we compete with anybody in the National League. So let's see. Should be an interesting playoffs. 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. That's right. Sentell. The best damn sports podcast, period. Right here on the Overreaction Monday. A lot of action for the weekend. Looking forward to this weekend in college football. Talking about Notre Dame and Georgia, Wisconsin and Michigan. So finally some games you can sink your teeth into. Some you can sit back and relax and get hyped up about. Georgia had looked like. Speaking of Georgia, had looked like a machine the first 3 weeks. Now they haven't played anybody of such. They haven't only given up 1 touchdown in 3 games. Now they haven't played anybody. They've only given up 1 touchdown in 3 games right now. They are just running. They are just mollywhopping people right now. Running the ball down people's throat. Trying to find a little bit of a passing game. Find some receivers to step up. That's what the question mark coming to the season was. Did they find some receivers to replace the production that they lost in the leadership? Also, the guy getting kicked off the team before the season started, or before the fall count. One of the veteran upperclassmen got kicked off the team. So they looking for a receiver, looking for some receivers to step up. But the running game is there. Offensive line is massive. And apparently the defense has been tremendous. Again, haven't really played anyone. You want to count Vanderbilt as that's Vanderbilt. But 7 points in 3 games, that is impressive. That is very, very impressive from the Georgia Bulldogs. So can Notre Dame hang with them? Can Notre Dame actually hang with Georgia this weekend in Athens? It'll be a ridiculous crowd. The toughest ticket in college football this year. Believe it or not, it's the toughest ticket in college football this year to get. I had the numbers pulled up. I don't have them pulled up right at this very moment. I apologize because I actually had that pulled up. StubHub prices on those tickets, they are ridiculous. Like I said, it's the highest ticket in the college football season. Notre Dame will be in Athens this weekend. Can they do it? Can they get over the hump? Can they beat an elite program? Let's see. I'll run down the college scoreboard one more time. On the NFL one more time. Top 10 college football action from the weekend. Again, Clemson defeated Syracuse 41-6. Not really much of a contest. Held Syracuse to under 200 yards with the offense. Beat down. Bama went to South Carolina 47-23. It was Georgia over Arkansas State 55-0. It was LSU over Northwestern State 65-14. It was Oklahoma over UCLA 48-14. It was Ohio State 51, Indiana 10. It was Notre Dame 66, New Mexico 14. It was Auburn 55, Kent State 16. It was Florida 29, Kentucky 21, and then Michigan had a bye. So that was that. Florida, I should not get so caught up in everything else. I forget that Florida has a situation. Starting quarterback is now out for the season. How does that affect us moving forward? I don't really see it having a bigger effect that people may think. I actually think this allows Dan Mullen to do what he really wanted to do to begin with, which is play a 2-quarterback system. He's gonna play. Kyle Trask is gonna start, but make no mistake about it. Jones will play and have a huge package moving forward in these games. Jones is gonna play a lot, so I actually think this kind of lends to what Dan Mullen really wants to do by playing 2 quarterbacks, having that Tim Tebow, Chris Leak type dynamic that he had several years ago when he was at Florida. I actually think that Kyle Trask can actually play the position. He's not gonna wow you. I don't think he's gonna set the world on fire. But now having Emory Jones, knowing that he's gonna play a lot with that pack, that gives defensive coordinators have to prepare for 2 quarterbacks every week, and that is something that most coordinators don't want to do. They don't want to have to prepare for 2 quarterbacks, especially with 2 different skill sets. So I think this allowed Dan Mullen to do what he wants to do. I don't think this is a huge loss from an on the field standpoint. Maybe a leadership standpoint, because those guys did love Felipe. He was a great, hell of a leader. And he cared a lot about being the quarterback at the University of Florida, which is important when you're the quarterback at the University of Florida, that you care about being the quarterback at the University of Florida. But I think on the field, I think it allowed Dan Mullen to do what he wanted to do to start with, which is Emory Jones get to play a lot more. Now, I thought that he didn't want to put in Emory as much with Franks, because he didn't want to step on Frank's toes, and it kind of been hard to pull Franks out the field and put him out to the side and let Emory run some of those wildcat type things, zone read stuff. But see, Kyle Trask he's just happy. He's just happy to be out there, gonna do whatever it takes to win. He's not gonna feel slighted if you bringing in Emory Jones to run a certain package, have him slide out while he runs his his offense, his plans, his playbook. So I actually don't see it being a hindrance on the field. So you'll see a lot more Emory Jones this week and moving forward. So you'll see a lot of Emory. So I think it actually maybe give us an edge from a schematic standpoint of having a 2 quarterback system. Now you gotta prepare for 2 different guys with 2 different skill sets. So I actually like it on the field. Now, obviously, praying and wishing Felipe a speedy recovery. That was a nasty, nasty looking injury that he suffered Saturday during the game against Kentucky. So I think my Gators will be okay. And again, I love it when I have a weekend like this, when my NFL and my college team gets a win. Yes, ring the bell, ding ding, like that. Should have some celebration noises in here. I need some celebration noises. In here. I want some celebration noises. Gotta have celebration. Gotta have them. Celebratory noises. Gotta have celebratory noises in there. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We got that. There we go. When my teams win. When my NFL and my college team win. Yes! That's what we need. We need more of that. We need more buzzers, more noise. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Oh, nah, that's not a good one. That's not good. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, that's all we have. Oh, that sucks. Okay. That's no, that's not good. That's not a good one. That's not good. Nah, not a whole lot going on right now. But anyway, yeah. Always a great weekend when your college team and your NFL team gets a dub. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to another edition of the Hottest Sports Podcast in the South. Sentell's Intel. I love this hour go out fast, man. I love it. The fastest hour in sports talk. I love it. Get a lot of information in. Hey, I need, last week a lot more participation, but hey, each week is a different week, so you never know what to expect. Appreciate the one phone call I got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments that we got tonight. I will see you guys Thursday, 7 p.m. We're gonna talk a little bit about Georgia, Notre Dame, and the rest of the NFL schedule for the week. And it's a Thursday show, so I have to give you a sucker of the week. So tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. The best damn sports podcast. Period. Sentell's Intel. I've been your host, aka Mr. No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty, Wesley Sentell. I am out. To the next I got the horses in the back. Horse stock is attached. Head is matted black. Got the